Well, it's quite a ways before sunrise now, and I'm over here on the east side of the park again, just to spend the morning kind of wandering around while it's still a little chilly and frosty up here. So yesterday, after I finished taking that photo, brought my pack back to my truck and then drove a little bit up the canyon and got out and just kind of started wandering around some maple groves I was shot in the past, just because I was curious about a couple things. I didn't have my backpack on, didn't have a jacket or anything, didn't have any gloves on, but it's getting a little chilly, so I'm just kind of wandering around and had my hands in my pockets just to keep them warm. And I was kind of playing with my car key that was in my left hand. And I hit a really slippery spot, and I knew I was gonna be going down, so the first reaction is, like, whip your hands out of your pockets, and I was holding on to my car key. And so I ended up just like throwing that like 15 feet kind of accidentally, and kind of ended up in some bushes, but I was able to find it. But as I was falling down, my right hand kind of went back to brace me as I was falling, and it hit square on the top of this like pyramid shaped rock, which is the only rock nearby. Everything else is like soft ground. And it like crunched my hand pretty bad. Nothing's broken, but it's really sore, like right in here. So I'm definitely taking it very easy with that hand today, as far as lifting things or even closing doors and stuff. I think it's just bruised, but it's just one of those things where, in one split second, I almost like lost my car key and broke my hand. So you never know what's gonna happen on a trip like this. But I'm now at the point of this trip where I think I have maybe 3, 4, 5 pretty solid shots, hopefully. So I'm feeling good about that. So today it's gonna be blue skies, so I'm gonna spend some time just kind of wandering around while there's still a good chance of reflected light. I'm gonna spend the morning kind of checking out the east side up here, wandering through some washes, and I have a feeling I'm gonna be heading down into the main canyon in the afternoon, because there is so much stuff down there I think would be potential for photos. Also mentioned that for pretty much the entire trip, I've been joined by Thomas Heaton as well as Shane Dignam. Both are incredibly talented photographers, and it's really been it's been awesome so far. It's pretty unique experience to have 3 diehard photographers out sharing some of these same experiences. And basically during the day we just kind of go off and shoot our own photos, wander around, maybe bump into each other a little bit, but then head back to camp and kind of share stories at the end of the day as far as how we all did. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Thomas's videos come together. I'm looking forward to seeing how his photos come together, and also looking forward to seeing Shane's photos. Shane is actually the guy I went on the first backpacking trip with large format, which was a brutal trip. But yeah, it's kind of a small world. But I'm gonna finish up my tea here now, and then head down to the washes now that there's a little bit more light, and I have to worry about getting stalked by mountain lions. And then we'll see what I find. So I've returned to the main canyon, and I'm just spending some time wandering along the river here, just trying to get a feeling for the way everything is and see if I can find any subjects. Even though it's wintertime here, it's actually quite pleasant. I mean, it's a little on the chilly side, but once you're in the sun, it's pretty warm. But I can never get enough of this place, and just wandering around is a great way to spend the day. If I find a subject, that's great, but otherwise, I'm just enjoying my time in Zion. So I spent the morning as well as the afternoon down in the main canyon, just scouting around and trying to find things to photograph. But after a while, it kind of became apparent that I think I'm pretty much done with this trip, because I'm very satisfied with the images I've captured so far, and I don't really have the drive to keep finding new subjects, because ultimately it does take a lot of work to scramble around and find stuff. And I think at this point I've kind of become blind to all the stuff that's around me. But I feel really good about this trip. Had kind of a shaky start there with the crazy light in Death Valley that I just couldn't quite seem to get a handle of, but now that I'm in Zion, it's calm, it's quiet, it's peaceful, and hopefully I have a handful of shots that I'm gonna be very happy with. So now it's time to head back to camp, make myself some dinner, get things packed up and cleaned up for heading back home tomorrow morning. If you enjoy this ad-free content and want to help me live my dream, a voluntary contribution of just $24 a year helps keep my gas tank full and my phone freezer stocked. For more information on how to support me and my work, please visit the donations section of my website at benhorne.com/donate. I also have prints in my 2017 portfolio box set available on my website. You can find a direct link down below in the show notes. Thanks in advance for your support.